way to cover the, so I have another Santa's reindeer, so this is again on that 50% off table. And having, and this is also one I haven't prepared yet, this is in the ones that I just picked up on sale. The Santa's reindeer one has text in it that is way dense. This is not something that you would want to try to read verbatim to the group sitting at your knee. This is the kind of story that you're going to have to do a paraphrase, and you're going to have to know the story and know the groups. And this is one of those that I might not ever have a group where this story is the one that was the cat's meow. But
I got that one at the used bookstore before I got this one.
You
I
have
was wondering how, yeah, I bought it at a used bookstore. I was wondering how much 50% off on that.
can you read it?
The used
Without
bookstores
my
are really
glasses.
good, because you know what, most of these Christmas books have only been opened at
$16.99.
What I found like is kids ask you questions about reindeer. Yeah. Everything from why do they fly to what do they eat and stuff. And this book usually has, oh yeah, I can show you right here, you know, they like alfalfa or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's a good reference book.
Reference book.
A
I
reference
guess
book.
January is the best time to buy these books, right?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't wait till January. I'd do it that week after Christmas, because
Week after Christmas.
the teachers have already been there and start them all up.
No, I'm just, I mean, I go to old used bookstores, and never once in a while you find a classic 1930s book or something.
When do you find, like, you have about an hour party usually? It's about an hour that you're there. So, of course, the children are going to tell you what they want for Christmas. There'll probably be picture taking and then singing. Okay.
Story.
So, the story is mainly to just have them all sit down at the end, kind of to finish it up. Just, or if you find you have a little space.
Yeah,
Filler.
depends on how many you have and
Because
how
often there
long
would
it
be no
takes.
The
time
number of
for a
kids
story,
that's
you know what I mean,
made.
depending on the kids.
One of my problems is when hearing you guys are doing better is when I get more than 3 kids or 4 kids, then it's, you know, you got one kid already knows it, you got a 4-year-old that doesn't, and you're trying to get one involved before the other one. It's a talent I haven't mastered when, well, I like 3 or 4 people and then I'm okay, but when you get a bunch of them out there, it's hard to keep them
Like
in.
the classroom.
I like a
So that-
classroom.
Welcome to my day.
That one party
That's
that
not
I
what
read
that
out
says, that's what, that's the
Dublin
worst, when your
was
kids
the
are.
3-year-olds,
That book story says.
30 3-year-olds, and the parents went into the other room. But fortunately, I had Jenny along as an elf, and that's when I called in the troops, because I had stuff in the car. I had the boom box, I had the story with the CD in it, and
I keep 6 straight on
yeah, yeah, I don't know any better than to be afraid. And I was mentioned to you this morning, it was the night before Christmas, that where is that?
Have you searched that
By
plastic
the way,
box on the end down there?
I've got extra dollars in my,
I have a little bear that reads.
That's a really cute story, that all of the reindeer,
Oh.
all of the other
Where's
reindeer.
That box looks fuller than it did when she
Bear
came
in
in,
the
all I'm
Oh,
saying.
that's Olivia, oh, I thought that was all of it.
Little teddy bear.
and
Olivia,
Olivia, I bought this one thinking it's a self-published book. And from a place I was looking at, what would it take to redo a copy of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas and have my pictures be the pictures that have been in the book. I was thinking that idea. And if I were going to do something like that, what would it take to publish the book? So I was doing the research. And I found this one. Oh, and I ordered it. Olivia's Magical Christmas at the North Pole. The hype about it sounded really good, and the little bitty tiny thumbnail pictures of the pages looked really good. And I ordered it, and it's a mess. It has a poor storyline, the artwork is terrible.
Oh, my God.
Although the
And
text is
the
horrible.
text, the fonts that are selected and the colors for the fonts, and is just because you can doesn't mean you should. So this is a prime
Oh, here we
example.
go, blue words on a blue couch.
Yes,
Are you beginning to see why they had to publish it themselves?
yes. So this is a great example of a book that you would never try to do when you are in an entertaining kind of a mode. And the ones that you run with, having, if you've got some children that you can practice with and let's do a little practice here, and I've got a small practice, but we'll come on over. How about some stories? And if you read 2 stories to a group of kids, your reaction to those kids, you're going to have a good feel for how that went over, because you're
Yeah, I was
automatically.
gonna say, every time I read a story to my class, I get information on what should the pacing for the story be like, and, you know, how fast should I go through it, how slow should I go through it? Where should I stop for comments? Where should I just keep going so that we don't get sidetracked off on
Bob-
this?
You remember Bob Hope? 1 second, Debbie.
Hurry, Santa.
I was gonna say, a way to get away from that, oh, I've already read that book, I've heard that book before, is you say it before they get a chance to, you know, I've read this book 100 times, every time, I love it more. And then it doesn't make any sense to say, oh, this is my favorite book. Except for kids that I reread to, they go, I know that other book was your favorite book. No, I have a lot of favorite books. Yes, yes.
Rule number 1 is I have an infinite number of favorites. So the pacing is a lot like telling a joke. Bob Hope was a master at being able to do one-liners, and he could get me to laugh on his jokes that I already knew. And when I was watching his TV special, it's like, where is this magic? How can he do that? And it is just that sense of timing. And I read something where he was interviewed, and he said he needs a live audience for that to work. He's got to judge the audience. Now, if they're taping a show, that they're going to do a Christmas special, because he did how many 30 of those or something. Taping it, he has to do it in front of a live audience, because he can't do the pacing unless he's got actual real people, and he's picking up those signals, and he's using that in order to give him his sense of timing. And there is no such thing as the perfect timing that is always the same. You can't about a stopwatch and take 2, 3, and then go on and have that be the exact pause for each time. You really have to be connected with that particular art. But the pacing, when I'm reading to my students, I never in that class am going to read the same one again. It's like I don't read the same story on Monday and then do it again on Wednesday. But in kindergarten, the students are asking, can we hear that story again? Can we have
10
it?
times.
Yeah, and we've already read it 5 times a day. Well, no, can we do it again? Well, you have to wait till after lunch if you're really good. Does it sound like kindergarten? There's a reason that I don't teach kindergarten. But for some reason, kindergarten age is my favorite in that 4 to 6-year-old window with Santa. The littler ones are terrified sometimes, But I had a family party where the grandkids were all there, and the person happens to be Debbie's boss, and he had told the family, oh no, and he'd always been the Santa that the kids finally figured out that, oh yeah,
Grandpa's gonna be sad.
Grandpa has left the room, Grandpa comes back in, and that's Grandpa's eyebrows, and Grandpa's wearing the Santa suit, hi Grandpa. And he said, no, really, Santa's going to really come. So I walk in, and a 5-year-old kindergarten grandchild of his, eyes got as big as saucers. And the next thing is, that child is behind the sofa. There was, a little bit of a gap behind it, but there was this little bitty head, eyes coming up right there, right behind the sofa.